Salvage Hunters became an instant hit on TV with its interesting format. It was a one-of-a-kind show that helped people understand how they can upscale pre-loved items and make a fortune with thrifting, and John T has been the OG cast of the show from season 8, and he made the show even more interesting with his puns and insight on where to travel for finding precious antiques. Now soon John T became a household name and a huge part of Salvage Hunters, but he's been suspiciously off the grid for quite a while now. Fans are wondering why he's not on the long-running reality show anymore, so let's get deeper into it and find out what really happened to John T from Salvage Hunters. Oh, that's cool, look at that large vintage fabric bin. Right, I'm having that. Hello mate, hi, alright, how we doing artists? Join us. Toolbox, it's really nice, and what's the best you can do that? And the waste paper bin in the front window, PIR for 87, pair for 80. 7-year fine sold. Although John T was great at his craft, things didn't work out well for him from the start. He wanted to be an actor from the very beginning, but after starring in only one project he realized that the acting world might not be for him. He was reportedly struggling to find more projects, and it was getting harder to make the ends meet. Around the same time, John T was also going through illness because of his weight, and he desperately needed a project, so he bumped into Salvage Hunters when the show was already in its prime. John joined the show in the 8th season, but it was initially going to be a temporary thing. He was only supposed to be on the show for a couple of episodes. However, he did so well with his job and added so much fun in the most basic of scenes that it made the director stretch his initial appearance on the show for about 10 episodes. Many of his fans claimed they started watching Salvage Hunters because of John T and his personality, so his season became the biggest hit, and all credit went to John T and his hilarious moment. The creators of Salvage Hunters decided to get JN on board permanently, but doing that wasn't a piece of cake either. John didn't want to be tied down to a job, and that's probably why he wasn't initially thrilled at the offer, but he finally decided to give it a go and became an iconic cast member on the show. Most people can't even imagine Salvage Hunters without him, and he added that missing element of fun and unity to the entire cast. He also instantly hit it off with Drew Pritchard, and the two became the dynamic duo of the show. People love seeing their constant debate on which antique is worthy and will get them a higher resale value. Their constant banter was the reason why most people watch the show. However, things soon started going south when some wild rumors emerged about John T, and they raised a lot of questions about his personal life. When John T first appeared on show, a rumor started swirling around that he was actually having an affair with Rebecca Pritchard. Rebecca and John reportedly were good friends, but this rumor made things really awkward between them. Soon reports emerged that they've gotten married, and the speculations were getting out of hand. This is when a source close to John T reportedly confirmed that these are all just rumors and John T isn't married to Rebecca Pritchard at all. In fact, he only got to know Rebecca because she was Drew Pritchard's ex-wife, so they were never together, and T only hung out with Rebecca because he was best friends with her husband. Other than that, T hasn't been linked to anyone on set and has been private about his personal life. He doesn't talk much about what's going on in his life and has yet to talk about his love life on any public platforms, but the news of his affair with Rebecca was just a hoax. Although there's a very important development in John T's life that not a lot of people realize. Now people have been seeing Salvage Hunters from the very beginning already know that John T used to have a bigger body. His problem started when he was working really hard and didn't get a lot of time to eat or prepare healthy meals. Instead, he had fast food all day long, and it changed his body drastically. He binged ate on most days, and his schedule was getting tougher, so it made his condition worse. Soon John T became OB beast, and he started having problems with breathing. But the main problem started when John was also diagnosed with thyroid disc diseases. The doctors revealed that it was really serious, and John just couldn't afford this lifestyle at the expense of his health. Doctors also advised JN that if he wants to live a healthy life and reverse all his issues, he needs to lose some weight and get into exercising. Initially, it was really hard for John T to quit all the junk food he was eating back then because he was set in his ways. However, he decided to pay attention to his health and started working out and having balanced meals. His routine was still very hectic as he was working with Pritchard on Salvage Hunters most days of the week, but he still took time out of his busy days to have healthy meals and limit his calorie consumption. The hardest change for John probably was limiting his alcohol, because he reportedly used to raise a glass on every good or bad news, and now he had to watch what he was drinking constantly. Soon all these rules started having an impact on his health. Audiences started noticing a positive change in John T's body. He wasn't losing weight, but he also looked more active and fit on the show. Doctors also wanted T to incorporate some workout in his routine, which was really hard in the beginning. John T used to jog, swim, and do cardio regularly, and it soon became a part of his life. Although his weight loss wasn't as swift as most people might expect, it was really effective, and he lost tons of weight because of all that hard work and weight loss. John T finally reversed his thyroid problem, and now he's living a healthier life, but his problems didn't end there. In fact he soon disappeared from the show and everyone was confused about what exactly happened. John T has bid farewell to Salvage Hunters and it was a big shock for all his fans. He was doing so good on the show and everyone loved seeing him on screen, so this sudden news is a little shady. John T was earning really well from the show and he was even becoming a famous celebrity, but he went off the grid without informing his fans. Some reports suggest that John had an argument with Drew and things got so ugly that John decided to leave the show to salvage his friendship. Others believe that John was having issues with the creators about the creative choices they were making and that's why they parted ways, but John didn't reveal the reason why he left Salvage Hunters. There are reports that also say that the show was following the same formula for so long and John kind of got over it. He wanted to explore something new and Salvage Hunters was getting a little too old school for him. He was reportedly getting offers from other reality shows as well, so he sooner or later had to leave the show and he thought that this was the best time. Quest Network also shared their 2 cents on the matter. Salvage Hunters airs on Quest, so people were asking a lot of questions from them, so they responded on their social media that John T had decided to leave the show after working with them for over a decade. This also cleared the air about all the rumors that T was fired from the show by the creators. Amid all the rumors, John T also decided to speak up and he revealed that he has decided to move forward with his career and he's been really lucky that he got to work with such an amazing cast and visit some of the best places. He also thanked everyone he worked with and a statement pretty much confirmed that he won't be coming back to Salvage Hunters anytime soon. People praised T for not badmouthing anyone from the show. His fans also praised him for leaving the show with dignity no matter what the reason was. Now John T seems to be enjoying his time alone, but he might get back into the acting field again because now he obviously is a bigger name in the industry, but for now he has bid his farewells to Salvage Hunters.